To our Facebook knowings, I wanted to thank you all for the brilliant questions that you've sent to us. And though, of course, I can't answer all of them, I wanted you to know that I do see them all. And I'm sending you great love and the most radiant light.
Chris, this is a question from Sylvia. What do you think about the theory that the earth is hollow and people live within the earth? In your opinion, is this paradise within our earth, and are the north and south poles open to get to the interior of the earth? I've read a lot of information about this and would love to hear your opinion.
And I would love to speak about this, Sylvia, because for several reasons. One, when I was young, I read about that as well. An English explorer up at the North Pole, finding suddenly a little valley and going down and coming into Shambhala kind of energy. Beyond and deeper than that, indeed, I am quite sure that there are beings living within the earth. I think there are many stratifications of that. It's not just that it's hollow and all of a sudden you come into this big space, but that there are worlds within worlds inside of our planet, and various different galactic groups live in them. I once had a lifetime myself of selling out Earth and territory to galactics in exchange for an aquamarine gel. This is a karma that I had to clear, but it makes me feel for sure that we are not alone, not in the sky and the cosmos, nor on the earth or within the earth. But the important thing here, Sylvia, is that if you have read about this or you're fascinated by it, it probably belongs to you. You probably have a psychogenetic memory, perhaps from many of your own incarnations of the soul, or from some other aspect that you have inherited that relates to that. So it would be wonderful at the Light Institute, we would look into the lifetimes so that you could clear away your perspective or your karma with that, and perhaps bring them forward so that we could see how we could communicate now. On what basis could we have an exchange that could further all of us? So many times we feel, again, that heaven and Shambhala and a beautiful life is elsewhere. And it is within ourselves to bring it onto this beautiful level on top of our planet. Great love, Sylvia.
Chris, this is a question from Flavia. She has an 11-month-old daughter who isn't immunized yet, and she's asking if you have any advice for her.
Well, the whole conversation of immunization is a big theme because it touches on our sense of responsibility and the societal pressure of being a parent and our fears that somehow something could happen to our child and we would be blamed. So Flavia, on one level, you need to release from yourself those conversations. Whether you vaccinate your child or not really depends on your deepest truths inside yourself. The problem with vaccinations is that they're impure and that they cause many side effects. And there are enough studies to show that it's really quite dangerous on some levels. And many of the shots that are given actually cannot protect your child from those diseases. And so you want to weigh the risks and the advantages of that. My own feeling is that if you have a fearless energy as a mother, and you are always holding your child as a healthy, strong child, as you had mentioned, then that child will be fine. Yes, your child will get measles and mumps and chickenpox, probably. But today, we have ways that we didn't have 20 years ago of clearing those energies out of the body. And so you can rebuild, you can help her rebuild, rather than putting something into the body that eventually will poison. And in Chinese medicine, we say that when you suppress something, You push it deeper and deeper into the body, and 20 years later or 50 years later, it will affect the health of the person. I cannot say to you, don't immunize your child, of course. And I think that if you do, I would recommend giving her vitamin C or some kind of vitamin C in her bananas or something like that. That will kind of rebalance the energy so that she has less side effects afterwards. But you must listen to your own heart, and don't be afraid. Your child is come to you for karmic reasons, and what you want to do is to spend your energy clearing those karmic energies so that she chose you as her mother for very positive possibilities and for evolving into the next octave of health and relationship in our human form.
Chris, here's a question from Ileana. It will be very interesting for me to know how to recognize a genuine spiritual companion.
At the Light Institute, Ileana, we say, pierce the heart. And what that means is that if you actually focus your attention beyond the personality and feel as if you're touching the soul, you will find that spiritual companion in actuality in everyone you meet. Everyone holds that potential for you. And my higher self says that there are 5,000 perfect spiritual companions in terms of lovers in a lifetime. And so what you want to do is to train your consciousness and your heart to look deeply into another. In the old days, they would say, look into someone's eyes. I think that's a little stiff. But look with the eyes of your soul into the eyes or the energy, the soul energy of someone else, and you will find that there. Everyone is innately spiritual. Sometimes people say, but we're not in the same path. Yes, we are. Ileana, what would be really wonderful and illuminating for you is to look inside you and find those qualities that make you a spiritual companion. And feel as if you're sending those out from your body through your auric field. And in so doing, you will begin to attract exactly those beings who can align in the highest way with you. Not just that you think the same about spirituality, but that you live the same and that you embrace spiritual laws without judgment so that it flows effortlessly between you and around you in your life. What are those qualities that you long for in another person that are within you? As you access those inside you, you will attract them. We are not ever meant to be alone spiritually here. We are embraced by a whole soul family across the planet.
Chris, this is a question from Trudy. I would like instruction on pulling in and anchoring the fourth and fifth dimensions. Thank you for your time and energy.
It's a lovely question, Trudy, because it is time for everyone on the planet to begin to acknowledge that they are receiving emanations from the fourth and fifth dimensions, that they're feeling that there is something there. But what I would say to you is the most important thing is not what you're reading about it. You know, we all want to belong to the club of the fourth dimension or the fifth dimension because we feel inside ourselves that we could have the intuition or the vision of the fourth dimension or the freedom of space and time of the fifth dimension. It's there for sure because we have had those incarnations of the soul. So at the Light Institute, we would always help you to experience those dimensions. So instead of mentally being a part of the club, what you want to do is to meditate and feel the experience. For example, ask your higher self to show you the fourth dimension in your meditation in one day. Whatever you perceive, whether it's a sense of being enveloped in love, or it's a sense of knowing, or whatever that your interpretation is, then allow yourself to move into that dimension. You move into the fourth and fifth dimension, and then and only then can you bring it through you into your life and into the world. In other words, experience is the only truth. No amount of knowledge will bring us those dimensions. It is experience that pulls away the veil and allows us to touch a kind of truth that has purpose in our lives. Let us all adventure forward.